Werewolf here. It is still a trend today to unfriend people on social media because of their political views. Often, this is done by those that used to complain about microaggressions. I believe that this is very juvenile in nature, and here are a few reasons why I think that you shouldn't do this. Granted, the decision's up to you, and there are probably other reasons that transcend politics that are of greater consequence to your life why you might want to unfriend someone. First, our political beliefs are just one of many aspects that make us all who we are. How would you feel if death or disappearance forever prevented you from speaking with that person ever again? Unless both you and your friend happen to be immortals, which is highly unlikely for most of us. Meanwhile, I've heard more than a few journalists I know tell me that rival politicians are actually friends behind the scenes and attend the same after-hours insider parties in Washington, D.C. Another reason, democracy, the semblance of democracy that we have, would not exist today if everyone always had identical political views. See, thousands of years ago, some Greek ideas got this idea that they would throw different colored pebbles into a jar in order to make a decision based on the popular outcome once they counted the pebbles. Today, the system has obviously become more elaborate, in some ways a lot better, in some ways worse, but it is still a good thing to have. Another reason is that you want to see how the other side is arguing in order to stay ahead of their arguments and to sharpen your own. To remain in an echo chamber will only weaken you and make your arguments more boring in the long run. Another far more reaching reason is that the radical divide and conquer elements in power want this unity. They want that wedge, and you are doing part of their job for them. But perhaps a reason of far more reaching consequence is the influence that Silicon and global tech giants seem to encourage in their influence over your social relations. In fact, social media, in every facet, has so much influence over your behavior, it influences you in ways that you may not even notice. And I believe that there will be other repercussions that we will all suffer that are not yet apparent, but will manifest themselves later down the road. Someone like Zuckerberg had trouble relating and making friends in his high school and college days, so he took to cyberbullying. Now he lives in this kind of bubble and thinks that he has determination over your friendships and social interactions. Like the gods in the ancient Greek times, like in Clash of the Titans. Also on a side note, remember when Facebook tried their Facebook smartphone that failed? Or when they tried to break into the digital currency market? Or when they forced everyone to convert to Timeline and then they were sued by Timeline.com? Again, there are a lot of other reasons why you might want to unfriend someone, but whatever you do, make that your decision. The best manager of your future is you. I was talking to a guy that grew up in the 1960s. He went to a lot of those Woodstock-type parties, and he was telling me he really didn't believe in any of the causes that they were trying to promote. He and a lot of guys were just there because women were taking their bras off and setting them on fire, there were drugs being passed around, and the whole thing was like one giant party, especially in contrast to the standards that they grew up with at the time. Likewise, in the same way, though a much less exciting way, the same kinds of social pressure exist in the world of social media, the bubble, which demands a lot of conforming to the apparent consensus. And this is really, in the long run, in no one's best interest. So, until next time, life, liberty, and the pursuit of all!